got there.
Yeah, we got there.
Took a bit longer than we thought.
Take 2.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the We Only Do One Take podcast. It's the only podcast in the world that is a complete shit show. I am Turch, and with me, as always, is my co-host and CEO, and the only man to actually get a call from the jerk store, Kieran.
Thank you very much.
I was watching Seinfeld.
The jerk store called, and they're running out of you.
Yeah, but you know what, mate? You're their best seller, so...
Damn, you were prepared.
Always. How you doing there, buddy?
Yeah, good. Your listeners will know that as the CEO of this podcast,
Yep.
I've had to step up.
Yep.
I had to fire the audio technician.
You did?
And editor, and I've taken reign and control of the technical production.
This is the first time you've done it since about 15 episodes ago.
And
so if this episode is late, I'm going to put it on record now. I'm not doing this one. But I know, I happen to know that it will be on time because this Thursday, when this episode's released, it is my birthday. And I know Kieran will want to do that for me, have it out on my birthday.
On your birthday, that's right. So it is the birthday special.
The birthday special. I brought nothing in about birthdays.
And it's going to be filled with lots of sound effects.
On another topic, the preparations for your birthday have begun.
I won't get what I really want.
No one does.
Happy birthday, Mr. Smithers.
Oh, fantastic. That's all I wanted. You know what? There will be a time where I forgot to bring a sound effect, but you'll have to find it and put it into the episode, and I will tell you about that one. So, definitely got to do that. But Kieran, starting off this episode, do you have a rant today? Or would you?
I do have a rant.
You do have a rant. Good.
I do have a rant. And I want to rant about the weather.
You want to rant about the weather?
I want to rant about humidity.
Aren't you the man that goes to Vietnam all the time?
I went to Vietnam once. And it was humid as fuck.
Yep.
I then went a few more times, 3 or 4 more times. And I went in their winter. Beautiful. Mm-hmm. Lovely. Fantastic weather. Don't know why you would go in their summer season when it's fucking humid and hot.
Yep. So what about humidity really gets you going?
I fucking hate it, right? You get sweaty. You can't get the sweat away from you. I feel like, especially when you've got to wear, like, I don't know about you, but occasionally I have to put on a collared shirt.
That would be every day of the working week for the normal person.
And if you're lucky, I'll tuck it in.
Okay.
Do you tuck yours in?
Yes.
You wear a belt?
Yes, I wear slacks, a belt. I bring a jacket because if I go to meetings, I want to wear a jacket.
Okay.
That's how much I care about.
You're trying to get a promotion, right?
I'm always
You're trying to climb the ladder. I'm already at the top of the ladder, so I give no fucks, right? Always, never look at the people who are dressed well. Always look at the slums. The slums are the people that run the town.
It's either it's like the opposite ends of the bell curve. Like in the middle is people wearing like the bell curve, like that 60 percentile.
Yeah.
People are wearing, slacks and looking good, this and that. And on the opposite ends of the bell curve are the people that dress like slobs. They don't care about their job, or they're so high up they can't care. They're not going anywhere.
Anyway, I had to put in a shirt and a not a tie. I don't believe in ties.
I don't believe in ties. I find that they're a OH&S hazard. Just in case, imagine if you were going near the shredder.
Oh.
And it gets caught, then you're dead.
Shit.
So, but OH&S.
That is a very good reason.
A very good reason.
I'm promoting you to OH&S. Chief Executive Occupational Health and Safety Officer.
Yeah, you know what? I can never be fired. That would be an OH&S risk. But I agree with you with the humidity, though. It has been very abnormally humid recently.
Did you get a good sleep last night?
No, disgusting sleep.
Because I had a disgusting sleep as well. And I woke up at 5:30. What time did you wake up?
I wake up at 6.
Okay, so I normally get up at 7, right?
Yep.
But I got up at 5:30. And I couldn't get back to bed. It was too hot.
Yeah.
It was too humid. It was too disgusting.
The worst thing for me with the humidity is the inability to be able to breathe sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, especially during like the nighttime. Like that's why I went to the doctor, got the asthma sort of stuff and everything like that. And that's really helped. But I understand completely. Like, they've got the asthma thunderstorm in Melbourne and stuff like that. And that's causing lots of people grief. And all day today I felt like just lethargic.
Yeah.
And that's really painful.
And in fact, we should call off work.
I agree.
Too humid. We need a humid index.
I'm amazed that
the weather index, when it's
yeah.
it's beyond a certain temperature and you can't go into work.
I'm amazed that tradies don't get the day off if it's too humid.
No, they should.
Well, if they're getting it off,
We should get it off.
but they got a good union. That's the issue.
I mean, we do have air conditioners.
I think that's the trade-off if you work in an office. You get the air conditioning, which is always handy, and you also get to go out for coffee for no reason.
Yes. And we were talking to a teacher. We won't name names.
No.
And my mother also got a promotion. She's
It's very exciting.
right? But she's
Unrelated to the teacher we were talking to.
No, very related. Because she's got a job where she's a nurse, right? But she can't actually leave her job.
Yeah.
Just take a break.
Yeah.
Now, I'm accustomed to, I feel like a break now.
I'm going
to have a break.
Yeah.
Oh, stuff it. I'm going to leave at midday
Yeah.
and I'll work from home.
Yeah.
Because I was smart. I knew the weather was coming. So I wasn't
Yeah.
going to be caught on the train.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to be caught on that filthy humidity rain. Like some people.
Like me.
Like you. That's why the show is going to be delayed, people, because...
You're putting it at you. I'll make it very clear. No, I completely agree. The humidity's really stuffed everybody up, and it's
Anyway, I'm
not
just
good.
ranting because I don't like it. I think it's terrible. I want some kind of anti-humidity device.
It's air conditioning.
Suit. An anti-air conditioning... No, an anti-humidity suit.
Do you remember when we went up to Phillip Island last year, and I had the sumo suit?
Yes.
That
Oh,
Yeah.
And it had the fan.
it had the fan in it. So I'm feeling now
Yeah.
that
Sumo suits.
that I should wear the sumo suit like everywhere. And the only bad thing is it'd be annoying to take it off to go to the bathroom.
No. You build in a
P flap,
a funnel system.
a funnel system,
Yeah.
a catheter.
No, not anything that's intrusive.
Okay,
You know.
I want to be stay classy in my sumo suit fanned thing at work.
Well, basically, there could be a thin lining where it's like rather than water,
Right,
between the barriers, it's urine, but the fan cools it down,
right.
and then it keeps you cool, and it's like air conditioning, and it circulates.
I'm gonna have to get a couple of refrigeration tradies in and talk about this. A couple of engineers. This sounds like one of those terrible ideas that could become like someone in Japan really likes it and just takes off.
For the listeners that have now turned off the podcast,
This is the worst bit.
right?
What the hell are we
have
talking
turned off
about?
the podcast. For those that are staying, good on you, because we've got a great show coming up.
Well, absolutely. Well, speaking of great ideas, I was saying just before we started the show that I actually re-listened to last week's show just to sort of remind myself. 'Cause it was episode 44.
Episode 40.
It's up to 45 now, I believe. Yes, episode 45. Yes, I'm on the money. But I was listening to episode 44, which is
Two
called...
fat whores.
No.
Why don't we call it two fat... Episode 44, two fat...
No, you know what? We called it Slightly Used Sex Toys for Sale. Because we talked about sex toys like once during the episode, and I thought that's funny, and I made it into it. It's really good. But we talked about in that episode, and I don't know if you remember, we talked about an idea, $1 million idea of a toilet seat that tells you, if you do your poo, it tells you how healthy you are.
Ah, yes.
Do you remember that?
I do.
And I thought, we're like, that's a great idea. It's $1 million. There's got to be some, how easy would that be? You get a readout on your phone, this and that. And while I was searching for news articles this week, I found something.
Oh, okay.
And have a look at this. Where is it here? So, AI toilets will scan your poop and diagnose your ailments. Micron CEO Sanjay Mehrotra sees smart loos in our future and is anxious to sell the chips they will need. So basically, this guy here, has worked in the medicine field before. Now he's in charge of this tech company. And he's just saying that, that's going to be the next thing. So he stated here, imagine smart toilets in the future that will be analysing human waste in real time every day. You don't need to be visited by a physician every 6 months. If any signs of disease start showing up, you'll be able to catch it much faster because of a urine analysis and stool analysis.
That's
so he's
fantastic.
already starting
Yeah.
to do this sort of work.
And then it will be Wi-Fi. It will be sent straight to your doctor.
Yeah.
You can keep a running record. It can go on your My Health record.
Oh,
The government can know all about your poo samples.
You know what? I actually went out of the My Health record.
You opted out.
I decided that...
You didn't want the government
Yep,
knowing your health record.
that's right. I decided that...
To the American listeners, the Australian government has got this electronic digital health record,
Yes.
which can be accessed by doctors
Yes.
Australia-wide, and they
Yes.
can see how unhealthy you are
Yeah.
and what's happened to you in the past.
Well, the idea was that information like that would be able to be... Like, let's just say you go from one doctor to another because you move state or you move from,
Or you're shopping for certain drugs.
Well, you're just moving around. And what it was, the hope of it was to do was just to easily transfer information over. So if you were a new client at a doctor's surgery, the doctor could read up on you and all the other ailments or other drugs or whatever that you're on.
Do you know why this isn't going to work? Because the government's involved.
Yeah, well, that's it. That's what I was worried about
If
too.
private enterprise came up with it, it would work.
Well, that's
Mind you, they would also take our data.
Well, that's right, and
for their own benefit.
there's that catch-22, and I think that's why I was worried about the government taking all the data. Because one, the big thing was that everyone's saying, "Oh, it's not going to be secure." I'm like, yeah, look, it's probably not going to be secure. Face it, but I just didn't want a whole database when my records were. I mean, how much more information does the government need about me? They've already got my Medicare.
Yes.
Did you opt out or did you stay?
I couldn't be bothered. I've been too busy to opt out.
Fair enough.
I figured iPhone will probably come up with one day, and you just go to the doctor and scan, and the information goes on your phone. And when the Ambo picks you up, they take your phone, they upload it, and
That's true.
show you how screwed you are.
Well, speaking of government systems, I also early voted.
Me too.
You did. It was around the corner, so I
Yeah.
thought, you know what? I'm going to swing by. And
Did I talk about that last episode?
We talked about we were going to do it. And I think you were going to vote for Reason.
Oh, well, I voted.
You voted for Reason.
I voted. Did
Yeah.
I tell you about the socialist?
Please tell me about the socialist.
Okay, well, I was there. I saw the early voting centre.
Yeah.
Right, and I was like...
Down on Main Street, yeah?
Yeah, and I was like, there's no queue.
Oh, yeah.
There's
Neither was
no queue.
No queue for me either.
And here's a parking spot. I actually had to drive around, but I park around the back.
Yeah.
All right,
Stars aligning.
3 o'clock.
Oh,
Right, no traffic, no nothing. Perfect. All right, fantastic. Walk up the little alleyway. There's the Victorian Socialist Party.
terrible.
Right,
Terrible. What
And
a
he-
waste of a space.
and he goes to hand me a flyer. Have you heard of the Victorian Socialists?
Yeah.
And I say to him, it worked in Venezuela.
Oh, boy.
Right,
Jesus. What did you say to that?
nothing, because I kept walking right next to the Liberal guy who burst out laughing.
Yeah, well, of course.
Who then tried to hand me a flyer.
Yeah, you
and,
know what that
and
was.
I went, where's the sex party? I mean, where's the
Where's the
reason
Reason
party?
party?
Which there was no person for the
No. I was actually very impressed. I remember last time voting, I had to fill out more boxes. This time it felt like a lot fewer boxes to fill out.
Well, probably less candidates.
Well, no, because you have the big piece of paper. Like we have
Yeah.
sort of 2 ballots. We have the small piece of paper that's you have to do 1 to 6 or 1 to 5, whatever it was. And then we had that other one where it was really long.
Yeah, the Senate one.
The Senate one. And usually you have to fill out at least 3 or 4 numbers. Or number
Yeah,
all
so,
of them?
So you've got to remember that there's a difference between the state Senate system
Yeah.
and the federal Senate system.
Correct. Because the federal one, we fill out all the numbers, don't we?
Well, you got to put like 1 to 5 above the line.
Yeah.
Something like that. Whereas the state, you only have to put
1.
one number above the line.
Yeah.
Or you can vote below the line.
Yeah, which is only 3. You only have to fill out 3.
5. You had to do
3 or 5, yeah, something
5.
like that.
I voted below the line.
Okay.
Because I put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for all the Reason Party.
It's the same as voting just the 1 in the Reason Party at the top.
but I wanted to make sure
They
that
understood.
the preferences went, and that I created more work for someone.
That's true. That's true. I just went there. Jess and I went there on the weekend, and it was pretty quick. So
No barbecue out the front. Very disappointing.
No, they only do that on the election day, and that usually goes to charity, so it's not too bad. From what I understand, anyway. I could be wrong. But nonetheless, I went in there and I saw a guy dressed like the 90s. I don't know if that guy was there when you were there, but Jess and I went there on Saturday to vote, and...
Handing out cards or in the actual...
No, he was like one of the guys with the little like vests on.
Oh,
and
right.
And he was dressed like the 90s. He had like... must have been like 19 or 20 or something like that. And apparently it's good money. It's like $26 an hour or something stupid like that. So it's pretty good money for like a casual sort of thing. And he was there and he had like a baggy striped shirt.
Oh, wow.
Whitewashed jeans, like blue whitewashed jeans sort of thing that were up to his ankles.
Yeah.
And then he had like Jerry Seinfeld sneakers on.
Ah.
And he had like a not a mullet, but like a bowl cutty sort of
Yeah,
haircut.
right.
I'm like, geez, you are the 90s. Incarnate. It was great.
Fantastic.
I would highly recommend that gentleman.
But it was a good voting experience. It was very quick.
It was very quick.
It was very quick. It was very efficient. The problem was when I got out, right?
Yeah.
And the space of this whole thing was done in 5 minutes.
Fantastic.
Right? Back in my car. All of a sudden, because it was behind Greensboro Plaza, all of a sudden there was a massive car line, right, to get out. I was stuck there
School time.
for 15 minutes.
School time, yeah?
Couldn't reverse. So I turned the car off. Went in, saw a movie.
Perfect. And what did you see?
Bohemian Rhapsody.
And what did you... Okay, so what did you think of the film? And then what would you think of the leg room?
Well, let me do the movie review.
Because we were promised this last week.
Yes, we were. Bohemian Rhapsody. So let me begin.
Yep.
I know it was a quality film.
Yep.
And it's rare for me to start like this.
That's very rare. Already, I feel this is a good thing.
It's very rare because I did see it with a friend, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And we did go to the candy bar before the film.
Perfect.
Okay.
So far, this is ticking all your boxes.
It is ticking my boxes. I got a frozen Coke.
It's pretty good.
It was actually much larger than I wanted.
It was still good, though.
Anyway, it was fine. We got some popcorn, right, and some lollies.
It's better to have more, I guess, than like not having that enough of it.
Yeah.
Like you'd rather go, oh, it's too much and not drink it, than go, I could have used like two or three sips more, you know.
Anyway, we go in, and it was pretty packed as well. It was pretty much a full house. We go in, we sit down, and there's these two ladies, middle-aged ladies, right? They're sitting there and they're chatting away. And one of them's got a bag on my seat.
Oh no!
Right, and we walk over, and we've got like the middle, near the back, the middle, you know. And she gave us a look of like, she was disgusted at us that I'm making her move her bag. Right.
Did she have the?
Which I felt very privileged.
That's pretty good. Did she have the? I want to speak to a manager haircut.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then she also had to move her drink out of my coaster.
Oh, what?
Right, because it was my coaster.
Of course.
My cup hold.
Yeah.
Right, so we're not off to a very good start now for
Yeah.
the movie, right? Yeah. And then they chatted through the previews. I mean, I was chatting too, but
yeah.
you know,
But they were chatting more.
Yeah, they were louder. I heard them. Right. Anyway, movie comes on.
Yeah.
Okay. It's dark. Everyone stops being quiet. Someone did turn their phone on, but off again, and that was fine. Now the seat, the recline function, fully reclined, and I noticed 20 minutes in that I'm like, I don't feel like I'm fully reclined.
Yeah.
So I press the button. Oh,
Yeah.
maybe I didn't recline it properly.
Mm-hmm.
About 20 minutes later, it's going down again. So the seat was a little bit dodgy. So I'm sorry, some stars are going to have to be taken off by
That's
Bohemian
okay.
Rhapsody.
That's okay.
Right.
I understand.
Right. Let's get to the review part. Legroom, once again, outstanding.
Yeah, I really like the new seats. I think they give
No,
you...
I don't
right
like
legroom.
a full house cinema. I prefer the gold class where there's less people.
Yeah.
So not great. Didn't like the company next to me. Not great. But the sign that it was a great film. By the end of the film, I had hardly touched the frozen Coke or popcorn.
That's pretty good. That's a really good sign.
That is a very good sign. So, countering the fact that I had an annoying couple next to me, this broken seat, not off to a good start with sitting down in the back. I'm going to have to give it 2.5 stars out of 5.
2.5 stars out of 5. I was a bit more lenient with it and gave it like a 3.5 to 4. So closer to the 4, just because you said 2.5. So people, if that gives you any indication of the type of film,
I didn't finish my popcorn or drink.
But that's your fault. That's not the movie. Anyway, we've always talked about your thing. Kieran, have you got an article for us?
I sure do.
It took a while to get the articles up today because the internet here, with the stupid humidity and the terrible weather, has actually caused a lot of the internet to go down. So I don't even have internet down this way. So anyway, but you got an article for us.
Italian village installs speed cameras.
Yep.
Records 58,000 infractions in 2 weeks. After years of motorists blazing through a tiny village in northern Italy, the area's mayor got fed up and installed speed cameras. And just after 2 weeks, Acquetico's cameras have caught more than 58,000 speeding incidents, according to Italian media.
Wow.
That's a hefty number for a community of just about 120 residents.
Oh my god.
The speed limit through Acquetico is 50 kilometers per hour or 31 miles, according to the Italian news agency. The highest speed clocked was 135.
It's pretty good.
According to the BBC, Italian media reported that the numbers suggest half of all cars travelling the route were speeding.
That's amazing.
I thought that's great.
That's pretty good. So 58,000. Let's just say 58,000, right? That's what they said. At
58,000.
least.
Yep.
How much do you think a fine would? How much is a speeding fine here?
Oh, I don't know.
Like $50?
Speeding fine here or there?
Yeah. Or roughly be the same, I'd assume.
A speeding fine here in Melbourne?
Yeah.
Have you not had when was the last time you got a speeding fine?
I've never had a speeding fine.
You gotta be fucking kidding me.
Nah, never.
It's way more expensive than $50.
Well, how much is it?
It's like 140.
Okay, let's just go $150, right? That means that in 2 weeks, this little town of 150 people have made $8.7 million. So even in euros, let's just say do that. What's euros? About 66 cents. That means divided by 0.66. About $5 million.
Yeah.
5 million euros. My mistake. That's pretty goddamn impressive. That is that's a lot of money. A lot of speeding.
That is a lot of speeding.
But I can imagine lots of people just driving like sports cars and something like that, driving through the Italian countryside and just gonna floor it.
I just thought it was Italy. They're like, a speeding sign. Meh.
Yeah. Italy's not too bad. Like my dad's driven through Italy and he said, yeah, you can drive pretty fast, but nothing compares to Germany, like with the Autobahn and stuff like that.
Yeah. I thought, or maybe it was Top Gear where they like pulled the guys over and told them you weren't speeding, or they weren't traveling fast enough.
That's the Autobahn, for sure. Because Italy's got a few speed signs and stuff like that. Just depends on which road, but
a few.
Pretty good though.
There you go.
Can you imagine, like if that mayor just like will never be out of power, right? He's just made a fortune.
I'm sure he's going to be voted out.
Well,
because all those people are going to have to pay the fine.
But I'm guessing if people are travelling through,
they're passing by the town.
Then they don't care because then the town just gets $10 million.
There needs to be
a month.
act. If you're a local resident, you don't get fined.
Yeah. Well, as long as you're not too far over the speed limit, there's more leniency for.
100 k's over is fine. If you're a local resident,
that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I'd like that. I wish we could do that. We go too slow around here. People need to really go fast on the freeways, do the zipper movement. That's the important thing. All right, Kieran.
Yes.
I'm actually going to push you to do some editing right here.
Okay.
I want the Wicked Witch of the West theme tune. Do you know what the Wicked Witch of the West from Wizard of Oz is? No. Anyway, you'll find it. Right now, we're going to talk about witches. And this is where you put the theme tune in.
All right, got it. Right here?
Right here.
Right here, okay.
Okay. So, this week, witches made the news. More than I thought it would ever make the news.
It's not Halloween anymore.
It's not even Halloween. And I was like, this is a very weird thing. So, the first thing I found about witches was that the number of witches has risen dramatically across the US as millennials reject Christianity. That was the headline. I thought this would be pretty interesting.
There you go.
So, witchcraft and other pagan religious practices increased in the US over the past few decades, with millennials turning to astrology and tarot cards as they turn away from Christianity and other dominant Abrahamic religions, so like Islam and Judaism and stuff like that. The number of witches in America practicing Wicca religious rituals increased dramatically since the 1990s, with several recent studies indicating there may be at least 1.5 million witches across the country. A Trinity College study conducted in 1990 estimated only about 8,000 Wiccans in the US, but this is increased. But the increase has been led by a rejection of mainstream Christianity among people. And I'm like, okay, that's pretty interesting. Like, you know, up to 1.8 million. Up to 1.8 million. So, the Trinity College actually ran a survey in 2018, running the same sort of questions as that, to try and find out what was going on.
Yeah.
So, from an estimated 8,000 Wiccans in 1990, they found that there were 340,000 practitioners in 2008. So in 18 years, there's been a 4,250% increase.
Fuck.
Which,
wow.
I'm going to put it out there, that has to be the fastest growing religion.
Wow.
Is there any other religion in 18 years has increased their numbers by 4,000%? I can't think of anything.
I can, and it's called the Kieran Thorpe religion, featuring Pat.
So you've got two people in there. For you to get 4,000%,
So
you need to get like 40 people.
I wanted to start my own religion, right?
Yeah.
For tax reasons.
Is there any other reason?
Because they don't have to pay tax.
Well, that's right. So,
Is this a tax reason? Is this why the witches
well,
are...
no, a lot of it is just saying that because they're not really getting into, you know, older school religions, they're looking for something else. They still want to have that spirituality within their lives, but they don't want to go to, you know, Christianity or the big 3 or 4 religions that they're not really interested in anymore. So I'm like, oh, that's pretty interesting. And then I was scrolling down. You know, when you scroll down the news, you finish the article, has some other articles come up.
Yeah.
I saw some other articles about witches. I'm like, let's go down this rabbit hole. I've got nothing else to do. So, in 2017, so it was an older article.
Last year.
Yeah, last year. This was the headline. Witches cast mass spell against Donald Trump. And I didn't bring in the whole article because I thought, nah. But basically, a whole bunch of these Wiccans decided that they're actually like full feministy ones. And they're like, we're totally against Trump and we've been like doing Wiccan magic to kill him.
I see that it's worked.
It's working beautifully. So continuing on that path, there was more.
Oh, no.
So I understand that lots of people are not choosing the big 4 religions or so. It's obviously Christianity and Islam, Judaism and Buddhism. I guess Sikh is another big one. But now, I don't know if you saw about this, but you know, remember that show when we were kids, Sabrina the Teenage Witch?
Mm-hmm.
They've remade that on Netflix now.
Right? No, what?
They've remade it. So it used to be like this really fun kid show, and they used to have the talking cat, and they used to have
I
like
love
this-
that talking cat.
Yeah, and it was like a funny sort of, you know, teeny sort of show. Now they've turned it completely like 180, and now it's like an adult, you know, like still like the love interest and stuff like that, but it's like, you know, dark and gritty and this and that. And it's been
Have
mixed.
they taken the HBO pathway?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but it's on Netflix, so,
Yeah.
you know, they're greenlit. But, again, gritty, dirty, and it's been mixed reviews. Mm-hmm. But the thing that I liked about it was that a satanic temple has actually taken issue with them. Because, and they're about to sue them. Because, so let me just read. The Satanic Temple in the United States is suing Netflix and Warner Brother Entertainment for more than $50 million US over claims its statue of the goat-headed deity Baphomet was ripped off in a new television series. In papers filed to the U.S. District Court, the Satanic Temple (TST) said that in the show Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, the two large entertainment companies misappropriated its statue's Baphomet with children in ways implying that it stood for evil. The plaintiff, which said it was encouraged benevolence and empathy amongst people reciting tyrannical authority, accused the defendants of copyright infringement, trademark violations, and injury to its reputation. So, let me put this nice and clear for everyone. The Church of Satan is suing a company because it's saying that the deity of Baphomet has been misused because it's actually a nice thing, and now they're suing them for defamation.
They're not going to win.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible.
We need to do... Now, I'm serious here.
Yeah.
We need to do a religious documentary.
We should do a religious documentary.
Where we go see people of the Church of Satan and Wiccans and what else we can find.
I think that... I don't know where we could... I'm like, I've been trying to get a furry on the show.
Actually, maybe let's just do a podcast.
Yeah.
Right? And we get them here.
That'd be good.
Yeah.
I'd be interested
And I think
in
we
that.
can call it the We Only Do One Take podcast.
That sounds really good.
Yeah, we're
We
genius.
only do one Wiccan podcast. But you know what? The most surprising thing to me, apart from the fact that Wiccan religion has grown by 4,000+% over 18 years, the Church of Satan is doing
Investors love that. Investors invest in anything that grows by 20%.
I was going to say that's incredible.
Yeah.
But what was amazed me more than anything else is that I found out this week.
You're pregnant.
That in Canada, get it
there, people.
I know, I'm trying to word this correctly. That fake witchcraft is illegal.
Okay, how do we know it's fake?
So this is the headline I read: Canada's last witch trials, women accused of fake witchcraft. And I thought to myself, this has to be maybe in the Salem trials. They're talking about that. No, it's a new, fresh article. So a law against pretending to practice witchcraft will soon be repealed in Canada, but that hasn't stopped local police from prosecuting those who use the dark arts to bilk people out of thousands of dollars. 2 Canadian women have been charged with pretending to practice witchcraft, breaking a little-known law in Canada's criminal code that could soon be out the door. So the first charge was levied against Dory Medina Stevenson, a fortune teller from Milton, after a months-long investigation. And she's accused of defrauding a client 60,000 Canadian dollars in cash and property. And a week later, a Toronto psychic, Samantha Stevenson, was also arrested, but in an unrelated investigation.
I can't believe the psychic didn't know or foresee that they were about to get arrested.
I can't believe that it's a law. Real witchcraft, fine. But fake witchcraft is the law.
Yep.
And that could be repealed so that these people could actually continue to do this legally. I don't. Imagine writing a law like, yes, witchcraft isn't real, but fake witchcraft is real. So let's make that illegal.
Do you know what happened? I can explain how this law came to be, right? Politics.
Of course.
Someone wanted to outlaw witchcraft.
So there you go.
Someone had a deciding vote and said, I'm not going to pass your law.
So this is exactly what it is. It is not illegal to practice witchcraft in Canada, either as a part of a religion like Wicca or as an occult practice. That's not illegal. However, according to Section 365 of Canada's Criminal Code, it is illegal to fraudulently pretend to exercise or use any kind of witchcraft, sorcery, enchantment, or conjuration. So, yep, if you're a real witch, happy days. But if you do any of that fake shit, that's illegal.
Well, they're going to need to start the Institute of Witchcraft. Wow. What about fake podcasts? Is that illegal?
We're real, mate. We're on the internet. You can download us on iTunes, on SoundClouds.
We can say whatever we want.
That's very true. So, this was a big week for witches. I don't understand why, but I seem to find about 4 articles all related to satanic cults, Wicca, witches, and law, which is all very exciting. But again, I would love to do a documentary or get like a Wiccan in
That would be amazing.
to talk about like crystals and all that bullshit. Like I said, I obviously don't believe it, but it'd be interesting to see.
It would be very interesting. Well, speaking of witches, you'll never believe this.
Mm-hmm.
Scientists have figured out why wombats have cube-shaped poo.
Oh,
And it is...
it's witchcraft. I tell you, it's real witchcraft.
It's
legal.
A team of scientists from the Georgia Institute of Technology set out to investigate... Americans
Yep.
are investigating why Australian wombats have cube-shaped poos.
Well, I still haven't worked out why we fuck spiders.
There you go.
Have you never heard of that?
No.
Oh, there was this joke online that
Yeah.
says an American was talking to a bunch of Australians, and they said, "Oh, I learnt an Australian slang. And the slang is, I'm not here to fuck spiders."
Oh, right. Yeah, right.
And it's like, meant to say like, oh, what are you doing here? It's like, oh, I'm not here to fuck spiders. Like, obviously, doing like, what are you doing here at a pool? Oh,
Yeah.
I'm not here to fuck spiders. And he's telling all these American mates, and the Australians online are like, that's not a real saying. That's a part of a tradition that we have here of fucking with tourists. But it's sort of caught on the internet. Like,
That's great.
We're not here to fuck spiders.
Well, the American Physical Society's division of Fluid Dynamics 71st annual meeting, I know, very academic, have found that wombats have cube-shaped poo due to witches and witchcraft.
Are you serious?
No.
Oh, I was gonna I nearly spat out my water. That would have been amazing. Real witchcraft. They can't be in Canada though. Oh, they can be in Canada. My mistake. So why do wombats have cube-shaped poos?
So why are wombats, or why do they have, cube-shaped poos? Well, the scientists sought out to answer this question by looking at the animal's digestive tracts.
That makes
They
sense.
were able to obtain corpses of wombats that were euthanized following motor vehicle collisions and examined the animal's intestines.
Yep.
They found that the wombat excrement turns from liquid to solid near the end of the intestines, where it does not stretch evenly. The last part allows the poop to be shaped into cubes.
I'm so glad that these American scientists have got funding enough to go, you know what?
This was postdoctoral research, by the way.
I was going to say, this is like, we're going to go to Australia and have a holiday. What can we do and pat cute animals? I want to meet Steve Irwin. He's dead. Well, let's try to go to his zoo at least and see what we can do. That's stupid.
This is the best junket I've read about from research.
This is pretty good. You should bring in every week or every second week or something like the worst study, because I think you would be able to talk to people and find some real shit other than cube shaped shit. You'd be able to really find some really shit studies and really shit funding sources and stuff like that. Because I remember, I think I've told this before, but an old teacher of mine in chemistry once said, the worst studies all year. 2 studies happened. One was that Coca-Cola was a good spermicide, and this study said it absolutely was. And another study also happened simultaneously. Is Coke a good spermicide? And they found out that it wasn't. And both were like 2-year-long research projects. And I'm like, geez, I could do that for $100 in the back of the.
Bloody brilliant.
Pretty good.
So there you go. I know you've been wondering, why do they have cube-shaped poop?
I didn't even know that they had cube-shaped poop.
Well, there you go. You learn something new every time you come into this podcast.
That's right. That's absolutely right.
Well, I think... Oh, sorry, listeners. Can you... Oh, shit. Pass me. No, the other one. The other one. That one, yeah.
Do we have a new sponsor?
We do have a new sponsor. And it wasn't an arm's length. We are a professional show. I can edit this part out. Tonight, We Only Do One Take podcast is brought to you by Middleton Barry Crockett Legacy Triple Distilled Irish Whiskey. It's 46%. Whoa, no, that's not 46% alcohol.
I think it is.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it was a strong one, but we only had a little bit.
It's 50 mil. That's the Barry Crockett Legacy, distilled, matured, and bottled in Middleton Distillery, Middleton, Cork Island. That's Middleton Single Port Still Irish Whiskey.
It was lovely.
It was.
It was a little birthday treat for myself.
Oh, it was very nice.
It was very good. Yeah, it's all
All
good.
right, well, there you go.
Oh,
Fantastic.
Kieran, I've never been sued, right? But if I was
Fuck it, I'm going to sue you. I'm going to sue the pants out of you, Turch.
the pants out of me,
Haven't
Look,
you heard
what
of that
you-
saying?
look, what you do in your spare time is none of my business.
I sue people.
Out of their into the pants out. Anyway, well, speaking of rude things and being sued, this is a lawsuit that the gentleman really can't win.
Uh-oh.
A woman is suing her ex-boyfriend after his long penis stretched her vagina.
Okay.
In a shocking and bizarre case, a woman is suing her ex-boyfriend after his abnormally long penis allegedly overstretched to her vagina. According to a report published by The Mirror, Cilindili Mangena, 29, is planning to undergo reconstructive surgery after getting intimate with Magove Karima, 37. However, she wants him to pay a whopping 150,000 rand, which is about 8,000 pounds, the cost of this, reporting to take him to court over this matter. The Mirror cites Zimbabwe Mail reported that she told the paper that her private parts were tight before she met her ex in 2016. She said she fell in love even though he was allegedly married at the time. However, she entered the relationship in May this year after he is alleged to have stretched her vagina.
Wow.
Notably, it is still unknown how large she states that the ex's penis is.
So she's not stating it.
No. The woman...
I could imagine this, right? The lawyer's going, now, how big is it? How many inches, right? Going, no, tell us. How many... Just, what do you
I was going
think?
to say, remember when we did the dildo test?
Yeah.
Girls and guys both didn't know what 6 inches was. So far...
Half a sub.
Yeah, that's right. Half a foot long. Half a foot long's up. The woman reportedly asked the court through her lawyers to force Karima
Oh.
to pay for the reconstructive surgery of her vagina in South Africa, and the gentleman has yet to respond to the allegations. So imagine this. Your ex... So not your wife, your ex-wife, your ex-partner, because he was married at the time, is suing you because your penis was so big and ruined her vagina. How do you play this out? Because think about it. If you say, my penis is very large, in fact, so large it fucked her up, you have to pay the $8,000.
Yeah.
But bad.
Very
Good
bad.
and good and bad. Because you say, yep, in the court of law, you could say, the law has stated I have a giant penis. It cost me $8,000,
Now,
but $8,000, but a penis.
how do we know though it wasn't the operator, right? You know, because I would say,
Well, she hasn't had the surgery yet.
no. I was going to say, you could say I was lying on my back and she was riding me.
That's right.
right.
Yeah.
It was her fault,
That's right.
right? She
She caused the issue.
went on top
Yeah.
and inserted
Yeah.
and
Did all
caused the
that
issue,
sort
right? That could be an argument in law.
Well, that's it. That's if his penis was big.
Yeah.
But if he goes, actually, my penis is small, he loses the case. He wins the case.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to pay the $8,000. But now in the law,
In the court
Court
of law.
law.
Yeah.
he's got a small penis.
Right. And the small penis for the rest of his life.
Life, yeah. I don't know
personally-
which one I would go with.
I would crowdfund
Yeah, absolutely.
the 8,000
Easy.
to be in a court of law.
Law.
In
I have a
court
giant
of law-
penis.
I have a giant penis. Status is more important sometimes.
It's pretty good. I would definitely.
Now, I got sued the other day. I'm not sure if you know this, but I got sued for a giant penis.
Yeah.
And it's true. In the court of law, I have a humongous
What'd you do with
penis. With my penis.
Tori.
So there you go.
Who was the
Church.
lucky man?
Oh, it was you, Turch.
Grr. This is why we're not friends. Kieran, have you got another article for us? Because I'm kind of out of articles, but I've also got a little rant we can always go for.
You're out of articles? That's not like you, Turch.
I know it's my birthday. I was a bit tired.
Oh, boo!
I read so much about Wiccans. I read 4 articles about Wiccans. I couldn't help it. I had another one, but it wasn't as funny as another article about Wiccans.
Oh, boo!
But you got something else, don't you?
Well, I do. How often do you get on an airplane?
Oh, at least once a year.
And have you ever sat next to someone you don't like?
Well, I'm sort of lucky because when you get into a relationship, you always sit next to your partner. Mm-hmm. So every time I get on a plane now, I sit next to someone I don't like.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Well, you could sue your partner.
What? Okay, continue.
I feel like we've got some very similar things going on. A man is suing British Airways for being seated next to an obese passenger. Not that I'm calling Jess obese. I just realised.
Oh, boy!
I just realised how I set that up. And I'm fucked.
Oh, you better buy Jess a drink on the weekend, buddy boy. She's just real fucked up.
And Jess listens to the podcast.
She does.
All right, so sorry, Jess.
I definitely can't sue Jess then.
Oh, shit.
I'll sue you, though.
A man,
gentleman,
flew an aeroplane. Stephen Prosser is suing British Airways for being seated next to an obese passenger on a flight more than 2 years ago, claiming it left him injured.
Pretty good.
The
Did you have the medical records?
Well, the airline confirmed the situation in a statement. We welcome all passengers aboard our aircraft, and our crew are trained to ensure passengers have a comfortable journey, the statement read. That is bullshit, because I've been in economy before, and it's never comfortable.
No.
We are pleased that our crew provided additional pillows and blankets to help Mr. Prosser have a more restful trip.
How about that even? How does additional pillows help? That just makes the space even smaller.
I don't know.
You're just covered in pillows now.
The man is saying that he sat next to an extremely large passenger during the 12-hour flight from Bangkok to London, which left him with a back spasm and pelvic injury. I sat with my knees wedged against the seat in front of me. Once again, this happens to all of us.
Yep.
And the rest of his body... Oh,
I'm short.
fuck you. And the rest of his body was over spilling into my seat by some inches.
Yeah.
I was immediately aware that this was going to be problematic for me, and I could feel the weight of his pure bulk putting lateral pressure on my upper body. Prosser said he had stopped working for 3 months and visited a chiropractor for 2 years following the incident.
Wow. Pretty good.
I
I don't know if he's going to win this one.
don't know.
I feel like he'd struggle with that one. It's same as the giant penis man.
Yeah.
Like, I think she'll struggle to win the $8,000.
Yeah.
Unless he crowdfunds and loses on purpose. But I think he'd struggle to, yes, he's got all the medical records. Obviously, he's gone to a chiropractor and stuff like that. But chiropractors aren't doctors.
No, they're not. Well, they claim to be doctors.
Yeah, but so do I. So do you.
Hey, closer than you, buddy.
Only, yes.
No, but I do agree that very large people, right,
Yeah.
if they are sitting next to another passenger and that passenger's not comfortable, right, that passenger should be upgraded to business or first class.
Well, I mean, there was always talk about very large people
Having to pay for two
buy
seats.
a second seat, because I think I remember reading something ages ago about how 50 years ago people were about 15-20 kilos lighter as an average, so planes were never really built for people that became so large, and that's what seats haven't really changed. Like, the size of seats haven't changed.
Yeah, no, I see your hand
Yeah,
actions.
yeah.
I leant back in my chair,
Yeah.
which was the sign for you to keep talking.
Look, I'm just saying, they haven't really upgraded their...
The hand actions that are coming from Turch right now Phenomenal.
Oh, look, I've been 27 years on this planet, and all of them are around Italians. If I didn't pick up at least one hand gesture, I'd be very, very disappointed.
I have to. I love the story where you talk about your uncle or something like that, who's like giving directions. Over
Yeah,
the
my
phone.
nonno.
Like, gotta go. Like
I'm sure
this.
I've told this one before when my nonno was talking to his brother on the phone, and he was trying to give them directions. And instead of going left and right, he's like, "All right, yes, do this, one of this," and basically he's like doing like a turn left signal, but he's on the phone with his brother.
Yeah.
Going, do this, one of this. And then he just almost like, no, this is not going to work. And then you hear on the other side, all right, now what? Bloody wogs, I'll tell you what. I don't even know how they conquered the world at one point.
Well, they understand the language. Do this obviously means go left.
It's something. It's absolutely something.
You got to do this. Yes, I've got one last article.
You want one last article?
Got one last article.
Well, can I do a little rant?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. I'm sick of, and this is something's been on my mind for a while. I'm sick of people taking their whole fucking trolley through the self-serve at supermarkets. Now, I'm not a huge fan of the self-serve anymore. I used to be. But now I fully think, especially now that I have to pay for my plastic bags.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm not doing any of the work.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're not doing any of the work. I'm doing all the work and paying for the plastic bags.
Yeah.
I hate them. I hate self-serve. They're getting quicker. I understand that the softwares are getting better and this that, but they're still terrible because I have to do all the work and they're getting all the reward. But nothing shits me more than people bringing their whole trolley full of groceries into the self-serve, thinking they can do it themselves. And I hate that, but what I hate even more is going back to them not doing their job or not doing anything. It's them saying or letting people go through with a whole trolley full of groceries.
Mm-hmm.
That should be like,
I'm a man. If I see that I could go to the self-checkout or there's a person at a register and I've only got one item, I'll go to that person with the register.
Absolutely.
Because I believe...
Human contact.
Well, with the prices that they're charging me, they can fucking serve me.
That's right. Look, I completely agree. And look, I worked at the supermarket for a very long time.
I'm there for an experience.
Yeah, well, as part of the supermarket...
Not that I think I get the experience at all.
No, but part of that experience is someone going, "Hi, how you doing? How's it?" I don't want it just to be that communication with a machine. And especially if I have like a trolley full of items. I'm not going to do it myself.
Bring back the olden day service where they'd bring it to your car.
They used to bring it to your car back in the day, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that'll ever happen. I think there's too many risks with that.
We need robots bringing it to our car.
Well, eventually, we talked about this last week. Eventually, we're just going to get things delivered straight to our house.
Drones.
Drones.
Oh, the giant of the drones.
I think that's going to... Luckily, we don't have lots of guns in Australia. So, like in America, I think if they just had drones flying everywhere, there'd be lots of gun owners just shooting them down and taking whatever. It'd be like a shooting gallery for them.
It'd be like the national drone sport.
Yeah. The NRA, just National Rifle Association, would just be taking down drones.
Oh, that'd be all right.
But look, I hate it when people go through if you do this, fuck you.
See, I used to be the man who... When they had the people behind the register, 12 items or less, would always have more than 12 items.
Yeah, but you know what? I'd rather you have more than 12. Like,
Never took a trolley in there, though.
No. If you have like 20 items, that's not two bags. Usually it's a guy thing. It's like beep, 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 beep. All good. But it's those people with a full trolley full of stuff, and they're trying to do the self-serve, and they always take the ones that take both credit card and cash. And they're always the ones right near the entrance. Mm-hmm. So they put their fucking trolley in the way. Mm-hmm. And you can't even walk around and all you want to buy...
So you need to be shopping at 11 o'clock at night. Now, no one's in the store at that time, right?
But then you have to use the self-serve. Then you have to use the... But the fresh...
No. You can make them get behind the register.
You're going to buy back cigarettes.
You can get them behind there. I make them work.
There you go. The only thing I don't like about shopping really late at night is the fresh fruit is not as nice. Because it's been out all day. And I like, if you're going to get some fresh, or like, bread,
Yeah.
like rolls and something like that from the bakery.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
It's not as fresh.
You just go to a bakery. I
Forgot
forgot.
bakery open at 11 o'clock at night.
I had a rant for you last week, and I forgot to talk about
Well, you
it.
can do it today.
Bunnings has a new policy.
Oh,
Do you know about this?
I do, but tell...
It was fresh off the press.
It was fresh.
And I told you, I've got an article that was released 3 hours ago.
Yep, and
I'm
you
gonna
never
bring
said it.
And I didn't talk about it at all. And I got
So
home.
now it's 7 days and 3 hours late. So let's do it.
Bunnings has a new policy. I'm a big fan of Bunnings.
Yeah.
The sausage sizzle, the weekend you go there, guaranteed sausage sizzle, right?
Yeah.
Right? Well, they got a new policy. And that policy means the onion
Yeah.
now has to be placed first.
Yeah.
Then the sausage has to be placed on top of the onion.
Yes.
Now, traditionally, I'm a man of the sausage and then the onion on top, and with the onion falling all everywhere.
Yeah. Which is the standard sort of...
Yeah.
I guess a standard sort of practice.
Yeah, which is fine. They've put a policy. But they're now directing a direct order that they must put the onions in first.
And that's because, from what I understand, onions fell on the floor and someone slipped on the onions and hurt themselves. That's what I heard.
That's what I heard too, and that person is an idiot. And I don't like that they're getting rid of free speech and they're telling people how to do their onions. And a man should be able to cook onions and eat onions how he wants.
Well, as the OH&S officer for the We Only Do One Take podcast, I'd completely disagree with you.
Actually, do you know what, right? When I heard that, do you know what? I was actually disappointed.
What?
I actually went, oh my God, that's actually not a bad idea. You put the onions in first and you stop the spillage. I'm an idiot. I've been putting onions on like...
I got to admit, when people said that, now they're going to be putting the onions underneath,
I want to try it.
I'm like, well, that kind of makes sense. I sort of get the reason why for that. It doesn't really... Maybe it doesn't bother me as much as it bothered other people.
It only bothered me because I didn't think of it.
Right. No, it only bothered me. It didn't... I can't remember when I...
But tradition says it should be the other way around.
But I've had it both ways. Like, it doesn't bother... So I like putting the cheese underneath the sausage.
Oh.
Because then you put the cheese on there, and then the sausage goes on there, and then it melts into the bread. And that way you don't lose anything. That's just me.
My God.
But the onion I'm not too fussed about. I would be very disappointed if they said you have to put the sauce underneath.
Yeah, I'm a bigger fan of the sauce being on top.
I like the sauce on top because I think there's that artistry to it. Like you squirt it on, it gets just the right amount on top, and because you get the hot sausage, and then you get the cool sauce. Actually, I saw a video not too long ago about where tomato sauce should live once it's opened.
Oh, all right. Where do you keep it?
In the fridge, as the instructions on the back say.
Here, in the fridge too.
Okay, good. Because I saw someone say it belongs in the pantry, and I went, no, that's wrong.
You open it, and it says put it in the fridge. Keep it in the fridge.
I'm glad this is a real issue. I bet you're going to get... This is the one thing that someone's going to come... With this whole, Wiccan thing, we're going to get nothing. Someone's going to go, you fucking idiots and your sausages and your sauce, you fucked up.
You keep the sauce into pantry.
That's disgusting. Imagine not having cool sauce. Like a nice cold bottle of sauce. Silly.
Ketchup or tomato sauce?
I like a good tomato sauce. Ketchup's too sweet. A little bit too sweet for me.
Okay.
More
Mustard?
Yeah, but not the American style.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's again too sweet for me.
Right.
It's a bit too sweet for me.
We used to get some good sausage at Eagle Bar.
That's where we met.
That is where we
What a relationship, and that's how we started this. Who would have thought all those years ago we'd be yelling into microphones about tomato sauce, sausages, and witches?
Oh dear. Well, it's been a great podcast.
We didn't. Another episode done.
Now that's it.
Closer and closer to our 50th episode.
That's it. Our 50. By the way, I've got being the CEO and being as organised as I am.
Yeah.
That means our 50th episode. That's 45th today.
Yeah.
That means 46th, 47th, 48th, 49th. Christmas Day is the 50th episode.
So I might have to make it a big special episode. And the one after that, the 51st episode, will be our
New Year's recovery.
New Year's recovery. And we will actually be doing it the
In the
day after.
the
Because
afternoon.
we made a big mistake last time. But that's all good. But Kieran, thank you for another fantastic episode of the We Only Do One Take podcast. But for all our fans out there, for all our wankers out there, for all your needs, make sure you follow us on SoundCloud, iTunes, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. And if you'd like to send us some hate mail, a death threat, or a rant, please record it on your phone or email us at weonlydoontakepodcast@gmail.com. And I'm going to make a special thing today. If you would like to give us a 1-star review on iTunes, but write positive things in the comments of the review, or the opposite way, give us 5 stars and just shit on us in the review, we'll read it on the podcast.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah. And I say the shitter the better.
Oh yeah, make it the worst to tell us how bad we are. But Kieran, thank you for another fantastic episode,
Thank you.
and we'll see you all next Thursday. So we do have one more thing. We've got a...
Hang on, I've got to put the sound of music in here. All right.
Yeah. So we do have something additional that we're saving to the end of the show.
We've got a surprise.
We've got a surprise.
This is a surprise.
Now, you've listened to this.
I haven't listened to this.
You haven't listened to this.
I haven't listened to this.
Okay, so we got an email from our good friend James.
Because
up
you
in
know I
Sydney.
don't look at the emails.
That's right. No, you messaged me about it.
Did I?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you did.
No, you told me that we had a
Oh,
thing,
do we?
And then
Oh,
I
okay.
responded to that.
Anyway, so we have a special message from James. Now, none of us have listened to it. We're very excited. Apparently, from the email, he says he's clearing up. Because you said ages ago that he was moving to Melbourne.
Yes.
And he's clearing that up.
Okay.
Let's have a go.
Tony Abbott marrying another man. Kieran accepting Jesus Christ as his Lord and Saviour. Turch winning the NBA 2019 dunk contest.
That's true.
Episode 29 ever getting released. These are all things that are infinitely more likely than me ever moving to your shithole of a city. Kieran, I do not know where you got that idea, but you could not be more wrong. I may come and visit sometime, and you better believe I'm going to crash your podcast. So keep up the shit work.
We have the best fans.